Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Creations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And we're back today to showcase the final ruler of the new set, and it is our boy Wolfgang. I mean, before we went all Cthulhu, but you know, it's all good. Before we get into it, guys, remind you that we do have a Patreon. The link is down below. It just takes $1 to give us some love and support. We greatly appreciate it. And in our Patreon, you'll find all the decks early, you'll find all of our videos early, and you'll get access to our Discord and all the other fun perks that we have in there. Also below, you'll find our Force Will Grimoire app, which is our database for the game Force Will. It's super easy to make a deck on. It's super easy to look up any cards on, and you're just like, hey, you're bored at home, and you're like, I need to look up a deck. You're just like, cool, let's figure this out and make a deck. All kinds of stuff, super easy, super simple. And it does have the new set in it, so it's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
With that, guys, let's delve into Here Be Demons. So first up is our boy Wolfgang. We are playing the Demonic Worlds this time, so we got to showcase all of them.
Oh yeah.
So Wolfgang, judgments for 2 black, energized as a black, you can pay X. Search your deck from Demonic World Edition, the total cost X or less, that doesn't share a name with an entity you control, and put it into the field. Then shuffle your deck, play this ability only during your turn and only once per turn.
Pretty awesome.
So he gets to get, like, not free, but technically free things every turn.
Yeah, you don't have to really worry about the will color. You're just like, here, I just get this every turn.
And then when he judgments, he turns into a 7/10 with Bane. Enter, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field rested. You may search your deck for Demonic World Edition and put it into the field.
Yep.
So you get free value whenever he judgments, so you get a stone and an extra Demonic World, which is super nice.
And he might not turn into Cthulhu now, but he's very much edgelord. Yeah. So it works out.
He is very edgy. Edgy boy.
Now, of course, with the first Resonator we have is Darklord. It's a 2-drop Daemon. It's a 7/7 Flying Bane, which is just very good in general. Enter, you may rest X recovered Demonic World Editions you control. If you do, destroy all Resonators with cost X opponent's controls, and put a 1/1 counter on each of the card with each Resonator destroyed this way. It's super good, and it's insane, because it's all your opponent's dudes, so if you can just a one-sided board wipe for 2.
Yeah, and if they're just playing like 1-drops or 2-drops, because when you play this dude, it's going to be probably on 1 or 2 turn. Yeah. And you're like, cool, tap my 1/2-drop. Kill your board.
And that's pretty much every powerful creature is those 2-drops, you know, or below.
And the next card we got is Resonance of the Demonic World. It is one of the best cards in this deck for what it does. It is a 1-drop, 1/4, and it's got Bane. Whenever Demonic World Edition is put into the field under your control, put this card from graveyard into the field. Banish this card, produce a black, spin this wheel only to activate abilities of Wolfgang Guided Demonic World. So essentially you play this turn 1, sacrifice it for the free mana to use his ability to go get a 1-drop. And you get a Demonic World and you get this back.
Yep.
So then every turn then on, you get free mana to play that ability.
And a nice blocker, just whenever you ever want to.
Yeah, she's super strong because she always will bring back herself with any Demonic World that's played. Yeah. And you can definitely just mess with that however you want. Just you're like, cool, sacrifice this, play Demonic World for my hand, bring her back, sacrifice it again. Then you have 2 mana floating for that ability. Yeah. And you're like, cool, let's do that.
Ridiculous.
It gets kind of crazy because then when you use that ability, she comes back a 3rd time. Yeah. And you're like, cool, great. Free dude is free. Next up is Fallen Angel of Hatred. She is a red and a black for a 7/7 with flying. Rested, recovered Demonic World you control. Target J Resonator gains swiftness. Rest 2 recovered Demonic Worlds you control. This card deals 500 damage to target player or J Resonator.
Which is... yeah. Adds up.
This dude can do some work. She's just there to mainly give swiftness, but she can kill if you need to.
If need be. Fallen Angel of Paradise. It's a black and a blue, 6/6 flying. Rest 2 recovered Demonic Worlds you control, draw a card. Rest 3 Demonic Worlds you control. Your opponent discards a card. This is instant discard, and that's very scary and dangerous, and that's why most other games try to avoid it. Yeah. Because you're like, oh, you draw. If it's not a flash card, then just get it out of there.
And then the main big boy of the deck is Fallen Angel of Terminus. He is 3 black for a 10/10 with Flying, Drain, Bane, and Barrier white.
Ridiculous.
So he's Lilith, but better.
Yeah.
Rest the recovered Demonic World you control. This card gains +4/+4 until the end of turn. Rest 2 Demonic Worlds you control. J Resonators your opponent's control get -8/-8. And rest 3 recovered Demonic Worlds you control. This card gains, whenever this card deals damage to your opponent, you win the game until the end of turn.
Redonkulous.
So if you have 5 Demonic Worlds, you can play the other one and get both the dudes when we get to that Demonic World that I'll explain about.
Yeah. And the fact that it doesn't have to be different Demonic World names, it's just Demonic World in general. So if you have like 3 1-drops, So you play him, and the next turn you just plop him down. If you don't have any already, then you're just like, hey,
yeah,
I win.
Yeah, he's pretty silly, just being like, I get to do things.
Yep, exactly. Then the first spell that we have is Necronomicon Barrier. So 1 black, quick cast, choose one. Resonators entering the field under your opponent's control don't cause their own abilities to trigger until end of turn, which makes it super powerful. And then you may search your deck for Demonic World Edition, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. But probably the first one is what you'll be needing the most.
For the most part, you wanted that, but it's there. You could actually use it in this deck. It's kind of nice. Next up is Permafrost. It is our first Demonic World. It is 1 blue. Enter, rest up to X, target res non-magic stone entities where X is the number of demonic worlds with different names you control. They don't recover during the recovery phase as long as this card is in the field.
Yep.
Disgusting for 1 blue. You don't want to go get the first one, but you just get to be like, hey, middle of the time, you're like, cool, tap down those 3 dudes. They don't untap ever.
Yep, done. I messed up on the thing because I thought that was a spell, but I have a spell before the rest of the demonic worlds. It's Wind of the Demonic World. It's 3 black, chant. Quick cast, you may pay a black less to play this card for each demonic world you control because it could be free. Remove target resonator from the game. Draw a card. Yes.
So free removal, I'll take it all day.
Yeah, and you draw a card. It's a cantrip removal.
Next demonic world we have is Plains of the Raging Wind. It is a green and 1. For enter, recover up to X magic stones you control, where X is the number of demonic worlds with different names you control. So get to free low, untap your stones to make more and get more demonic worlds.
Can you do it multiple times with
No.
Okay, only once per turn. Yeah, it still works because you can just cast out and then play whatever you need.
But yeah, if you have one in your hand, then it's really strong because you go pay 2 and you get this one, untap your lands, and then play the next demonic world and be like, hey, cool, free value.
Yeah, exactly. Amadeus, Fallen Kingdom, Amadeus, sorry. It's 2 black and a white, demonic world. Enter. Choose a number equal to less than or number of demonic worlds with different names you control. Remove all non-magic stone, non-J ruler entities from the total cost equal to the number of your opponent controls from the game. Ridiculous. Super powerful. Just anytime as well.
Yeah. Scorching Mountain Trail. It is a 1-of on this. It's a red and a black. And if your opponent would gain life, they'd lose that much life instead. And then enter, destroy target resonator with total cost X or less, where X is the number of demonic worlds. It's there just to be able to go get if you need to. It's not really a mandatory thing, but if you need to have a kill, you can.
Yeah, simple as that. Next one is Swamp of Sorrows. It's darkness and 2. Enter. Your opponent discards X cards, where X is the number of demonic worlds with different names you control. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
Real nice.
In my opinion, this is one of the best ones in this deck just because a lot of people underutilize it because you're like, cool, turn 3, I'm going to play this and make you discard the 3 cards you have left because they've already probably played cards, so they're down to like 3 to 4 cards.
And it's just good to every turn play a demonic world and that happens.
Temple of the Dead is 1 black. For enter, put X 4/4 zombie creatures into play where X is the number of demonic worlds with different names you control. So turn 1, you usually want to go get this one because you get a 4/4 and it doesn't really lose you value.
Yeah, at all. So it really just helps out, especially with the 1-drop ones I was just talking about for the big boy. The next one is the first layer of the demonic world. It's 2 darkness. Enter. This card deals 400 damage multiplied by X to your opponent, and you gain that much life, where X is the number of demonic worlds with different names. That can stack up really quick.
Next, we have the Forest of Darkness. It is a green and a black. J Resonators opponent control, gain -X, where X is the number of demonic worlds. It just sits in play and gives negative to the board.
Yeah. Just do this turn 2, and then by that time, it's already, what, -8, -2, -2 with all your dudes? Mm-hmm. It's pretty awesome. Paradise of the Fallen Angels. It's black and a blue. Enter. Search your deck for any number of fallen and/or demons with a combined total cost of X or less. Put them on the field. X is the number of demonic worlds with different names that you control. Simple as that. You're just playing things every turn and hopefully just getting there.
Mm-hmm. We're playing all the black stones, really, because it's super simple. We're mostly mono black.
Yeah.
Magic Stone of Black Silence, Dark Depths, Heaven's Rift, Scorched Bales, and Demonic World, which the Demonic World one is the Cthulhu one, actually. So you can add a black, or you produce a red and a blue. Spin this only to play cards with multiple attributes that are red, blue, or black. And you have quite a few in this deck, so it doesn't really hurt you.
Yeah.
You can just play them.
Pretty good.
We're also playing Magic Stone of the Kingdom, which is his stone. I didn't realize that was his name. Produce a black. Produce 1 wheel of any attribute, spin this only for demonic worlds. So it just is free low mana for any of the demonic worlds that you have in your hand.
Pretty solid.
And then we're playing 1 Ragnarok Fiery Stone because your green stone can untap it.
Yeah.
and because it allows you to have any color mana, and you don't tap to call stones, so it's kind of nice. You can get a stone and judgment on the same turn with him.
It's pretty good.
Overall, the deck's it's super fun. Like Demonic Worlds, I think, is one of the strongest decks if it has the time.
Yes.
Because it gets to set up and be like, hey, you can't do anything. It's just how I feel about it, because it's got setup, but it takes setup to get there.
Most of the time with that setup, I think if you can do this solid and get there round 1 and then sideboard into a more controlling deck for you to get there more, depending on who you're facing, then I think this has definitely a good chance.
Mm-hmm. But that is the deck list for Here Be Demons. It is going to be down below. Go check it out and leave us a like down below. See y'all later.
Goodbye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe to our channel, and then hit that bell for any future notifications that you have for our videos.
We go ahead and give a big thank you to our fans for over the years, especially our Mythic and Above Patreon followers.
Thank you, Ryan.
With that, we love you. Thank you for your support.